Well, guys, we had a pretty productive weekend for a change, actually, and most of the stuff we tacked together on here. I know last time we were working on getting these plates and our templates and everything made for our link bars. We talked about how we changed our instant center. We have a couple different adjustments on that now to change our link bars. Now we're just mocking this QA1 Stage 3 kit up right now. So everything will end up getting blown apart again, but all these link bar mounts was a pretty integral part to this whole back suspension because of the frame narrowing. It just narrowed down so much down below here. It really needed some triangular gussets and everything, so we had taken, and there's another plate under here that we did some more dimple die work on. There's another one on top, and then this gusset right here ties everything all together in a nice triangulated package. So now everything is really rigid. I'm really happy with the way all that turned out. Link bars are great. We still got to weld everything onto the rear differential yet. And we're going to be coming up on our shock mounts and our on the whole rear here. We had to change the shock mounts up because of an issue that I overlooked and didn't even think about until afterward. Alright, well, why are we changing the link bar mounts out and the shock tabs that we just got done making out? Well, because I overlooked something really stupid. The car never had a sway bar on it before, and we are putting a QA1 Stage 3 kit in it with the sway bar. So I had designed the link bars with a couple adjustments down here, the tabs for that, and then also drew up shock mounts for it that sit at a goofy angle like this, and they twist as well. So I got them to cope and match this socket perfectly so they would weld up really nice. I just went to tack them on, and then I thought, hey, better try to fit that sway bar, and put the sway bar in place, and lo and behold, that screwed up my whole entire game plan, because with that in the way, is right dead in the way of the sway bar mount. So this is right where the shock mount was supposed to go, and obviously that's not going to work. So we decided to redo the whole link bar assembly instead. So right now, tonight, Austin's going to drill these out, and we're going to make the new link bar tabs here. And then we have plenty of clearance for our sway bar now. And then we'll have to continue on with our shock mount a different way. So that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Hey, I'm just making the outer link bar brackets again. So these are a little bit complicated and tricky too, because the inside link bar brackets have the holes on this side of it. The outside ones, the holes are on this side because the brackets are skewed in there like this. So therefore, we have to make them a little bit different from each other. The outers and inners are different. So right now, we're lining this up with our annular cutter, and this has got a little centering point on it right here that supposed to be spring loaded, but it's actually just sitting in, it's actually for another machine, not a Bridgeport, but it actually works awesome to do this. And it cuts nice, really nice holes all the way up to like 2 inch. They make these cutters. We got our numbers all zeroed, our punch mark lined up, and now we're going to go ahead and drill them through. And this is a 1/2 inch bit that you can drill all through at one time. You don't have to pilot drill it or anything. There we go. Got our hole. In the cutter that these things are supposed to be designed for, it has a spring that goes on that center pin, but we don't have that machine, so we're just pushing that through afterwards and then tighten the bit back up again. So we're going on a transfer punch mark from our other link bar brackets that worked, and we just punched through them to get our little center punch marks. And now I'm just lining this up on our center punch marks. And they're on an arc also, so they're not just straight down from each other. So I can't just go straight down with it. Alright, we're going to modify our link bar brackets a little bit. We're going to round this corner off because I drilled the bolt pattern backwards. That arc was supposed to go in one way and I put it in the other way, so we're going to use these still. Cut this corner, but they're flame cut, they're plasma cut, and it gets it hard as a rock. So it'll take the teeth right out of the bandsaw, so we're just going to take the cutoff wheel and just get through that outer layer on both sides, and then we can come in with a bandsaw without smoking the teeth on it. So now we can just put a couple little tiny notches in it there just to get past that plasma cut hardened edge. So now we can cut it on the bandsaw.
So we're taking this kit that we got from QA1, putting everything on here, mocking it all up. We got a quick ratio steering box. These are all Moog steering components. We have everything new. That way we're not dealing with rusty, nasty, all new parts that came with it for steering components, drag link and everything. Just basically getting it all in here loosely, because the next step is we're going to put the motor in and make sure everything fits before we then probably put the body on it and see what other issues we're going to run into. But yeah, they make good setup. And this.
All right, looks like we got our shock brackets finalized finally after the third design of redesign that I finally got this all set up. So we kind of cheat with welding some 1/4-inch plate here. I don't have anything to bend 1/4-inch plate, so I just welded that with welded the cut, put a slice in there, bend it, and then weld it afterwards. So that's a way you can kind of cheat, and you can use the tool that I explained before, this cheap old tool you get at Harbor Freight. It's a little press brake for your vise here. It works just awesome, and everybody should have one of these. They come in just super handy. You can bend 1/4-inch material if you just stress really just put a slice in it like that. So we got our lower shock brackets all done. This is what holds the whole car up. They'll tie in with our link bars, and we are about ready to put this thing on the ground pretty quick. So stay tuned for that. Alright guys, we are rolling with this chassis here. We are almost done with it. We're in our final stages of mock-up right now. We are going to just get the last couple things done. We got our clearance issues with our shocks resolved. Our new brackets all tacked on there. Got one more to weld up yet. Then we're about ready to set this thing on the ground. We're going to bolt some tires and wheels on it. This is a whole stage 3 kit from QA1. This is what you would get with all of it. The sway bars, the upper lower link bars, the coilover shocks, the braces that tie the back end together, all your upper and lower control arms, sway bars, and all that ball joints, they're all done, all in it already. So this is what you need to take this thing to the next level, and a combination of our fab work and this is going to be a one rocking machine.